What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, I want to give you an update on Pepe's prices. This thing is doing absolutely phenomenally today. I think we're up about 10-11% on the day as of right now, but this thing's moving all over the place, and I want to tell you exactly what I'm seeing and thinking about what's coming next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little bit of Pepe yourself on up to 50x leverage, you can use that BTCC link down below. Guys, when you do sign up, you won't need to KYC, meaning you don't have to hand over your personal and private information, but you are going to get one of the craziest deals that I've ever been able to put together here on the channel, which is a 10% deposit bonus for all first-time deposits. Meaning, if you go deposit $8,000 or $5,000, you're going to get 10% of that back. So either $800 or $500 back, and you can go trade with it. And say, for example, you double it or triple it, you keep all that profit. You're literally able to get free gains with that link down below, so don't miss out on it. On top of that, you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and credits and an SVIP1 code, which gives you 40% lower trading fees. Please don't miss out on this, guys. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to have this code and have this deal because it is that good, so take advantage of it while the time is now. So let's give some context as to what was happening in yesterday's video so that I can explain to you what I'm seeing right now that is so damn bullish. So in yesterday's video, we were in this red candle right here, and I told you, look, we just saw Pepe's price hit this massive extension zone, right? We predicted that Pepe's price would see a 1.272 Fibonacci extension, which basically just says we thought Pepe's price could hit the 23140 level as a result of tracking our Fibonacci's to make it as simple as possible. And that's what started to happen, right? We saw this move towards the upside. Pepe hit this Fibonacci extension zone, started coming back down, got a huge wick to the downside as we saw this thing get corrected. And I told you all, look, if Pepe is going to continue higher, it's going to need to build a foundation. It's going to need to either build a foundation here on the 1.8 level or come back down towards the 1.3 level and use that support to continue upwards. Because typically speaking, a crypto won't just do this, right? It has to build a foundation, and that's what we saw. Now, I was actually pretty damn surprised because I did expect it would take more than this, right? I didn't think this little touch of support was going to be enough to push it up through that extension level, but hey, we're in a bull market, and you know, those big listings and things like that can do stuff like this, and that's why you have to be prepared for it. In yesterday's video, I did mention that I would start doing a little small accumulating here if I wanted to buy Pepe, and so from there, of course, this bad boy is now up. If you've got, you know, anywhere around there, anywhere from 20 to 30%, so congratulations to those of you. Now, understanding the context of what we talked about yesterday, let's now transition it into today, because it did build that foundation, use that foundation to now fully extend into where we predicted it that it might. And so the question now becomes, what comes next? Well, the thing is, right, what you usually want to see from a crypto before you can kind of gauge where it's going to go from here is structural clarity. Now, what that looks like, for example, let's just look at Shiba Inu. You see how Shiba Inu has spent some time in here, so its price has gone up and down and up and down, and now we have structural clarity, so we can clearly see what it's doing. It's building this descending triangle. We don't have that from Pepe yet. So having a true idea of exactly where it's going to go from here is very, very difficult. You're purely just speculating. But what you can look for are early signs for what to be looking out for, or early signs of that clarity, because then you can know what to look for as it starts to develop, and that's what the purpose of today's video is. So right now, we're seeing a couple extremely bullish things happening as Pepe's price is putting in this high up here, and I want to share those with you now. So the very first thing that I've noticed is that typically speaking, when Pepe's price puts in a high, one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to correct and then continue, or it's going to crash. That's obvious, right? It's not very complicated, right? It's either going to correct and continue, or it's going to crash. When it crashes, and when you're seeing a big pullback, typically what that looks like is Pepe's price starting to eat these gains fast. So typically what will happen is even something like this sometimes, right? Where it'll put in these green candles and then put in a big red candle, big red candle, big red candle. And then next thing you know, you're all the way back where you started. Look back here. We got a beautiful green candle and immediately evaporated that thing with a red candle. Two green candles, immediately evaporated that thing with the red candles. That's just what Pepe does. But when Pepe's price is capable of going into consolidation after a move to the upside like this, it's usually a very good sign that we're going to see these bulls being able to step back in. They're taking a little bit of a break right now, but they're going to be able to step back in and continue to try to force the price upwards. Now, does that mean that since we're seeing a move like this, that Pepe can't continue lower? No, it doesn't mean that at all. But what it means is that while Pepe's price is cooling down and relaxing, the move to the downside is going to be limited. The bears aren't going to have that success of just forcing this bad boy all the way down to the 9.2 or the 8.4 level. No, because the bulls are stepping in consistently, forcing that price back in the upwards direction. So even if the bears do succeed in pushing it back down to say, 1.7 or maybe even lower towards 1.3, I don't think that they're going to have much success really getting Pepe's price to go down because the bulls are stepping in. And you can get those implications from the fact that Pepe's price is making price movement like this. This is a very, very good sign. Now, when you look at something like your RSI, look what we have going on here. Although it is still pretty high, we are finally seeing it re-enter back into that 70 range, hopefully to continue back towards the bottom side. We have seen this little area hold up quite well for Pepe recently and allow it to continue higher, which further feeds what we've been talking about. You look at your Bollinger Bands. Pepe was extended outside of them for a while here, but now it's back in it. It's back in this envelope. Another good sign that this thing is resetting and it's cooling down and we're looking good. And so even though there is an opportunity that Pepe's price will continue lower, right? That is a card that's still on the table. I don't believe it's a big deal. I think the bulls are going to step back in and start trying to force these support levels and try to make this bad boy continue to the upside. So it seems to me like Pepe still has a bunch of juice, a bunch of legs, and a bunch of ability to continue upwards from here. And I will, of course, continue to update you as this does play out. Now, I will actually let you guys know that we're going to be doing a lot more technical analysis over on Pepe, Shiba, and some of those other ones down in the private community. You can join the private community for as little as $1 a month, which gets you access to just the general chats in the community, talk to me, talk to other people, ask me questions, etc. And for $5 a month, you can get access to my thoughts and my insights, daily fundamental analysis, daily technical analysis. I'm posting some crash course over the next couple weeks for those of you who are a little bit newer to the scene, and much more. So of course, if you do want extra content from me, definitely do check out that Patreon down below. And don't forget, while you are down there, if you want to trade some Pepe yourself on up to 50x leverage, you can get a 10% bonus on your first major deposit if you do sign up with that BTCC link down below. So make sure you stay on top of this. Watch very closely as Pepe does continue to build out this structure here, because once we do get some structural clarity, we'll really be able to know where Pepe's price is going next. And at the moment, we're getting some very good signs, so things could be on the up and up. So I'll continue to let you guys know. Of course, just turn on those notifications when you do subscribe. I posted, I think, 4 or 5 videos today. I got 4 or 5 left, baby. So we're going to keep it going. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.